Hello, future leaders. A very good evening and a warm welcome to the latest episode of IRE Talks powered by GIBS Business School. A fun fact before we dive into today's session and I introduce you to our speaker and our topic of the evening. 60% of the consumers are more likely to do business with a company that has a very strong personal brand, as per the Branding Strategy Insider. But have you ever thought of how do you make a personal brand? What are the platforms that can be used? And how is personal branding a catalyst for your entrepreneurial success? Now, before we dive into today's IRE talk, I'll take a moment to introduce the platform to our new audiences as well as our esteemed speaker for the evening. At GIBS IRE Talks, powered by Global Institute of Business Studies, we envision a world where knowledge, inspiration, and innovation are boundless, accessible to all, and unceasingly transformative. Our vision is to be a pioneer that transcends educational boundaries, fostering a global community of lifelong learners, forward thinkers, and change makers. At GIBS, we are not your typical B school. We believe in learning by doing that encourages new ideas, supports research, and sparks the spirit of entrepreneurship. Our goal is to help people like you to reach your full potential both personally and professionally. GIBS Business School is more than a school, it's a place where innovation is encouraged, connections are made, and success is reimagined. Now, whether you're struggling to make your mark in the entrepreneurial or the corporate world, I suggest you stay tuned onto our session today on unlocking entrepreneurial success through personal branding and networking, with a dedicated emphasis on harnessing the vast potential of platforms such as LinkedIn. Now, let me take another moment and introduce our speaker of the evening. As a dynamic professional with a visionary outlook and an entrepreneurial spirit, Dr. Nidhi Khurana brings a wealth of experience in leadership roles. She is a LinkedIn top voice. Now, for people who are new to LinkedIn, Dr. Nidhi Khurana is a part of the Top Voices program, an invitation only group of experts across the professional world. Her career has been marked by a commitment to resilience, viewing failures as invaluable learning opportunities. In her current position as head of marketing and new initiatives, she demonstrates effective team management, strategic partnership development, and data driven marketing strategies. As a co founder of Metis Hive, she guides the students towards career development, helps them unlock the potential of personal branding and networking for their professional growth and achieving substantial success in online presence and community engagement. This year, being recognized as LinkedIn Top Voice underscores her commitment to delivering impactful content and contributing thought leadership in the industry. With that, now a couple of housekeeping rules for all the audiences who have joined us previously. They already know it. For the people who are joining us new, let me just put it across. Any questions will be taken at the end of the session, and please feel free to drop in your comments and your questions in the Q&A section. And any interactions happening during the webinar, we really would appreciate your active participation. Looking forward for the session. Now let me hand it over to Dr. Nidhi.
Thank you so much, Palak, for introducing me so nicely to the audience. Well, having the tag of LinkedIn Top Voice kind of also comes with its own set of responsibility, I guess, because that has enabled me to place myself as a thought leader into influencing people's mindset, driving professional growth, or in any way inspiring anybody who I can. So yes, it has been the highlight of my year since it just started, and I was fortunate enough to get the news in the first week of January. So yes, it was a big achievement, and I'm grateful to be.
Congratulations on that, Dr. Nidhi.
Thank you so much, Palak, and I am so thrilled to be on this platform today and talk to the lovely audience of IRE Talks. And throughout my presentation, guys, I will be asking questions, your thoughts, your perspectives. So I look forward to seeing some answers in the chat box. And yes, of course, as Palak pointed out, Q&A will be held after the session. So feel free to ask me questions regarding the topic today. Okay, so Palak, shall we get started? Can I share the screen? All right.
Definitely, definitely.
Let me know if, okay. All right. Just a second, guys. Yeah, hold on. Okay. Let me know if you can see my screen, everybody.
Yes, it's visible.
All right. So I would also, okay, cool. Um, so if I get to see some answers during the screen, like if I'm not able to see them, Palak, could you help me kind of get the responses from the audience? All right.
Sure, definitely, yes.
Okay, so everybody, I am Nidhi, and today we are going to talk about, the relevance of personal branding and networking for professional growth, as well as how does it, help in one's entrepreneurial journey. Okay. Before I dive into the topic, what is it and how is it? I know most of us have already heard the term, and probably most of us already know what it means, but let's try to have a fresh perspective from my end today. Okay. All right. So, what is the relevance of personal branding for an entrepreneur? Can we have some nice crisp points from the audience? Other than what is written here, if you think that there are any additional points that I may be leaving out from these 4 points, let me know in the chat box. What do you think? How personal branding will help an entrepreneur? Any answers?
So I think meanwhile our audiences are putting in the answers. Personally, what I feel how personal branding would help an entrepreneur. Today,
Yeah.
if we talk about Tatas, we talk about Ratan Tata. So,
Mhm.
and obviously when we talk about Reliance, we talk about the Ambanis. So I think
Yeah.
that is the biggest example that I could think of in personal branding. Branding yourself and the brand comes along.
Exactly, exactly. So it's all about that hint of trust and credibility in oneself, that when we think of an entity or when we think of a person, our emotions are connected, right? So credibility and trust tops the chart when it comes to relevance of personal branding. Okay, differentiation. It helps other people know in what way are you adding value to their lives. Okay, in what manner or in what aspect would you be uplifting their quality of life in any way? Okay, which problem you may be solving, or pertaining to the fact that you will be a part of their life, then in what way that they've not experienced before. All right. Connections and opportunities, of course, when you can communicate effectively what you're good at, okay, you tend to build connections and opportunities come to you for growth. Until and unless the other person knows how you can help them, they will not be able to offer any opportunity to you. So for you to be able to grab or access these opportunities, okay, you need to have a personal brand around you. Okay. Customer loyalty. Now, as an entrepreneur, of course, we are having an idea which we would want to execute going forward. All right. It would be, customer oriented. B2B, B2C does not matter. But on the opposite end, as your customer, as your client, this person will associate with you or sustain the association with you only when they connect with you. Personal branding helps you connect with your audience at a level where human connection is supposed to be at. There is something we tend to forget, something that gives us instant gratification. All right, we might not remember, in that moment, what was it that okay, after I ate this, I felt good. You forget it after a few hours, this feeling of instant gratification that you ate something, you ate pizza and it made you feel good. But if something touches you on a level, where it not only emotionally connects with you, but gives you an upliftment in terms of encouragement, inspiration, or trust, it stays with you for longer time. All right. So these are some component that personal branding helps you achieve in this journey. All right. Now, understanding how it can help you in this entrepreneurial, journey, I would like to ask, what, according to you, is a personal brand? Many of you may know, or some of you may also think RNIR is just a buzzword. Okay. What happens nowadays is there is so much content with regards to so many topics around us that when we hear these terms, networking, personal branding, most of us who don't know how to use these and leverage these aspects, they may consider it as a buzzword, which is okay. So if any one of you can just tell me very through the chat box, what do you think is a personal brand according to you? I would love to hear from you. Okay, Palak, let me know if there are any answers in the chat box. I encourage everybody to interact throughout the session. Yeah, anybody who
So, audiences, please do chip in your answers.
Exactly. Would love to know from you guys, what is personal brand? Let's learn. Let's make the best out of this session here. And what, according to you, it is? Would you like to give me an example, or just a word, or just a short sentence which helps you understand better as I move forward with this presentation? So, what is personal branding? We have heard brands, we've heard all these upcoming and already existing prominent brands, Reliance, Starbucks. Okay. But there is a term associated with it, personal brand. What is that according to you?
So we do have answers, a couple of them.
Mm-hmm.
To create a brand for ourselves as an individual, social media, example, social media influencer.
Okay.
Then we have someone who says, showcase your professional identity through your profile, content sharing, networking, and thought leadership.
Hmm.
Then
Okay.
we have it's about how we present ourselves online, showing our skills and expertise, which helps us stand out and build a positive reputation. I think they're very close enough as an answer. I mean,
Absolutely.
you're an
Yes.
expert.
I mean, there is just no wrong answer here. Okay. And whatever just Palak just read out to me, absolutely. All of these are components of personal branding. All right. So let me define what is personal branding for you. Somebody just said it's the process of showing what we can do, right? Let me put it around as a real definition. It's how we are perceived. There's a difference here. How I want to show, if I have that clarity, good. We are also responsible for how we are perceived by the surrounding. And that is a personal brand. The process of managing and controlling how the others perceive you. Okay, so when I talk, when I come to this point, usually I actually invite people. All right, so after this session, I invite you to go to my LinkedIn profile. Everybody, I have even pasted a link towards the end of my talk. Go to my profile, and within 3 seconds of having a look at my profile, I guarantee you, you will be able to tell what is my personal brand within 3 seconds of staring at my profile, because everything about my LinkedIn profile is curated in a manner that the others, my message to the others is clear. And how others perceive me as, it's very well communicated. Okay. So it's about creating a consistent image that reflects your values, skills, and expertise. It's a very direct way of telling how I will be able to help you. It's very direct way of telling what I am good at. It's a very direct way of telling that if you associate with me, this is the change that you're going to see. Okay, so it's all about what the other person holds in terms of understanding of your skill sets. All right. So all in all, putting together every word that was used in the answers that was, presented by Palak. Yes, it's about sharing your vision. It's about your personality. It's about your value, what value you're adding to the community. It's about your authenticity. This one component right here adds to the originality of your personal branding. See, for example, I like to call myself as a life science student career coach. Okay, this is my niche domain. I help life sciences students with their professional journey. Okay, but am I the only one in this domain? No. There are like hundreds others, okay, across the globe. People are trying to help life sciences students uplift their careers in their own way. But does that mean that people don't resonate with me, or I try to just project somebody else's ideas? No. Even even though there are many individuals who have similar skill sets, who kind of help the others in a similar manner, you still have your own uniqueness and originality. So authenticity brings all that trust, credibility, loyalty that we talked about. Okay, commitment to add to the society, commitment to add value to somebody else's life. Okay, and differentiation, like how am I different, in what way, what is that unique aspect to my personal branding. All right, so these are some concepts that are kind of focused when you build your personal brand. Okay, moving forward, this is how I would like to explain you. See, in the world of entrepreneurship, nowadays, personal branding is not just a choice. It's not like you can do away with it. There are so many people out there with so many brilliant ideas, but there are only a few that can make that impact or build that kind of visibility. Okay, why not the rest? All right. So personal branding gives you that edge of turning your ideas into impact by building visibility, by fostering connections, by building that element of trust and credibility. Because in a sea of businesses, it is a brand that whispers, "This is who I am, and this is why I matter." The entrepreneurial world right now is it's crowded, it's competitive, everybody has some idea to put forth on the table. Okay, but until and unless you tell the community that this is who I am and this is why I matter, you'll never be able to grab their attention. Okay, until and unless you tell them why and how you can or any component of their life, they will not be ready to hear you, because there's a lot of information, there's a lot of noise out there. If you're not able to tell this clearly, they'll be scrolling to another, there'll be another reel, another content. Okay, attention time is very less. So that is why we have to be very crystal clear in projecting who we are and how can we help them. Okay, going forward, I would like to tell why am I the right person to tell you about personal branding today. Okay, not because I got the LinkedIn top voice this year, okay, but because I have been through this journey. I started from scratch. I started with what? Not having any idea of what is it that I want to put on LinkedIn. What is it that I want to project to the world that I'm good at? I had no idea. When I started posting on LinkedIn, it was just to kind of convey what I felt. So it started like that. When I have been there on LinkedIn for like a decade now. But my active engagement on LinkedIn actually started in 2022, starting January or February. So 2 years back. At that time, I just wanted I had lot many ideologies, like ideas. I was kind of going through a career transition and everything. So I just put forth whatever I felt on LinkedIn. And then it occurred to me. And then, Metis, Hive, and I decided to give back to the community by talking to the students of life sciences. So then slowly I tailored my voice towards this. So self-reflection and self-evaluation forms a very important part of how do you get even started with this, with this personal branding on social media platform. What is it that I should talk about, Nidhi? On one, in what area should I build my personal brand? Okay. Not everybody has that clarity from the very start. I did not. But once you just start the process and not wait for that perfectionism to creep in, you also evolve in your journey. Okay, I may have found that niche domain of, for me, in like what, 2 3 months. For some people it may take 6 months, for some people it may take 10 days to really kind of get that clarity. Okay, this is what I want to communicate, this is how I want to build my personal brand, this is how I want the community to know me. Okay, it might take some time, but everybody starts from somewhere. So when I started with no clarity, I started putting some, I've always been a fan of transformational mindsets. So I started putting content about it. And then the concept of Metis Hive was born, and my, desire to help the community. So I started posting my experiences of how I kind of went through that career transition after my PhD, what challenges I faced, how I overcame those challenges, what are the solutions for other people who want to follow the similar path. So it all kind of started happening automatically. When people started resonating with me, when people started engaging with me on my post, that is where I knew, okay, now I think I've found my voice, where what I want to say and how I want to contribute. Okay, and that has led to today, where LinkedIn top voice has been a reward for my journey and my contribution on LinkedIn for like 2 years continuously. And I'm there I'm there to be just there. Okay, so I'm not going anywhere. And I'll continue to contribute. Okay, but this is where you start from. Not with much of clarity, but you just execute with whatever you know, whatever challenges, whatever mistakes, anything. Okay. Now some people might think personal branding as selling, okay, or about marketing oneself. If you ask me, technically, if I want to be very crude about it, I may agree to this, that okay, fine. If you think it's marketing, it's marketing. Because some people might say, ultimately, if I'm an entrepreneur and I want people to buy my services or products, okay, then I am doing it to market myself and market my products and services. See, everybody who is into this world does it for something in return. Okay. And of course, when you're running a business, your one of the purpose is to make money, make profit out of it, grow. But at the same time, what helps you with that growth is uplifting of your customers in whatever way you can. Okay. So if you restrict your mindset to just personal branding being marketing yourself, then you are actually losing out on that wholesome feeling, the feeling of fulfillment and satisfaction that you may get by, really putting your heart and mind both into it, right? If only we think about it like marketing, we are only thinking very practically. And so the return of that investment in your personal branding could be there, but that fulfillment will miss from your life, because it's all about practical nature of it that you are focused on. But once you take it as a strategic approach to build professional identity that reflects your expertise and values, so that connections and opportunities, they just surround you. You look an eye up and there it is. Okay, that happens when you consider personal branding as a strategic approach, and you put out yourself on social media by telling how you can help, or how your product or services can help them. Okay. So moving forward, here are 3 essential requirements to build personal brand. One, as I said, self-awareness. So it may not be there right now, but you need to get started so that you can evolve from here. Okay. Consistency. You think I would have kind of built a loyal community of so and so many followers on LinkedIn or engagement on LinkedIn if I was just posting randomly once a month, or someday I would post 3 days and then just forget to appear on LinkedIn for like 6 months. So no, it's the result of consistency. Okay, consistency helps you engage with your community better, and also allows people to kind of, you show up in front of people every now and then. So they feed you at the back of their minds. They know you by the name, by your name. They know you by your expertise. So if you're not consistent, then it's not working out. Okay. And then unique value proposition. So how is it? Very effective communication around how is it that you are helping them? Okay. Well, this is a small activity for our audience over here. Okay. Let's create a personal branding statement right now for all of you. Whoever is interested can participate but I encourage all of you to participate in this activity. All right. You have to come up with a personal branding statement for yourself. You have to tell very effectively who you are, what you do, and why you do it. As an example, here I have, listed an example as you can see on the screen. Hi, I'm Geetika. I design websites with a passion for helping businesses succeed online. So if you have some hobby, some idea, if you've already, started thinking about your entrepreneurial journey that, okay, this is going to be my product or this is going to be my service, then write that personal branding statement. Or if you just have any hobby, where if you'd like to perform on stage or if you'd like to do something else, write that personal branding statement and why do you want to do it? Okay. So we can take 1 or 2 minutes here. I would love to see some comments in the chat box. Create this personal branding statement. It will give so much sense to how you want to contribute that you'll be kind of amazed. Because sometimes when we just keep these thoughts to ourselves, that clarity, we are never able to attain that clarity. But once we pen them down, then it is then that order, that natural flow comes in. Okay. So take 1 or 2 minutes, think about it, give me a personal branding statement. Okay. Palak, I look forward to having some comments in the chat box. I encourage all of you.
Definitely, definitely. I think our audience are still thinking about what statements they want
I
to.
know, I know. Anybody, guys, anybody can start. One start will encourage the others to put in their comments. Write that personal branding statement. What defines you? How will you help other? What quality, what skill of yours do you want to use? Okay, this in this
So
example,
we
this.
have Kaushalya, Dr. Nidhi, who has started the chain, I guess.
Okay.
Hi, I am Kaushalya. I'm a professor with a passion for teaching. That's great.
Wow.
So
Okay.
yes, we are looking for more input. Such audiences, come on.
Yeah. Such clarity is required. It not only aligns it actually aligns your purpose better and lets you, stay on this path focused. Sometimes, when we don't get responses, when we don't get success as we had expected, we tend to lose our focus. But once you're determined that you are this and you're using this skill to attain this result, this helps you retain your focus. Okay. Despite of maybe your success is awaited for some more time and you're still, facing those failures. But it's okay because you know where you are going forward to. Okay. So some more. Come on, guys,
So we
everybody.
have two more. We have Neetu who says, a people person, I am a PR. Then we have Ipshita who says, hi, I'm Ipshita. I run a page where I share spiritual content. I
Mhm.
enjoy it because it gives me a reason to read spiritual books like Bhagavad Gita. Creating content makes me happy and spiritually fulfilled. Wow.
Great.
Then we have Omar who says, hi, I'm Omar Rahman. I create content with a passion for spreading financial knowledge and making it inclusive to people of all demographics. We
Great.
have Sanvi who says, I'm having a passion of singing. That's great.
Mhm. Very nice, guys. Very nice. So you all are doing a fabulous job out there. Okay. One advice to people who are stopping at telling what they do. Okay. For example, we had one example that I'm a people person and I'm a PR, right? And then I love singing. And I want you to reflect on, so what is it leading to? Extended. So you are a people person, you are into PR, and you are helping organizations or people build their project trust or build their credibility in the media, okay, or uplifting their image or uplifting their brand, right? So extend what you do to how that is impacting audience or of your product or service. Okay. So for example, what I say for myself, I help life sciences students make informed career decisions. Okay. So this is what I do and how, what is the impact that people, students can now make in their organization or what is the impact that people, students can now make in extend, because once you extend, you actually get more granularity into how you are helping. So see, for this also, for this example, hi, I'm Geetika, I design websites. If I would have stopped right there, I design websites, so there are 100 others who design websites. Why should I hire you, or why should I give you the opportunity to design my website? Okay. But once she has extended the sentence by saying helping businesses succeed online, okay, that has given little bit more granularity and gravity to the entire purpose of Geetika designing website, that her focus is clear. Okay. So when you put that impact in your statement, your audience understands it better how you're helping them. Okay. I guide life sciences students. I guide students with their career. In what way? How? So if I tell you, I guide students in their careers so that they can be aware of all the career opportunities out there
Yes.
and get the desired job. You see the clarity that I brought in, how I will be a value addition to your life. This is the difference. Okay. So extend what you do to how that action will uplift or transform or change that person's life. Okay. So this is what we are going to focus on when you guys think about personal branding, creating your personal branding online or, all in all. Now, moving forward, where do you start building your personal brand? Very easy. LinkedIn profile curation. Okay. So first you curate your profile. Why is that important? See, first of all, LinkedIn is a medium nowadays where most of the professionals are out there, businesses are out there, people are engaging, people all across the globe are engaging on this one platform. So it is like, if you leverage this aspect of it, nothing better than this. Okay. You start with LinkedIn profile curation. You need to curate your profile before you start building your personal brand. Do you know why? Because once you start talking to people or maybe start posting something that is related to your expertise, people are going to come back to your profile. Okay, they are going to click your name and go to your profile. Now, if your profile is not curated, if from your profile, they cannot understand again who are you, what you're good at, what is your expertise, then that's it. That connection, it just stopped before even building. Okay, then this person may not be wanting to engage with you because they did not get any information from your profile. So let your profile do the talking in your absence. You cannot be there physically to interact with this person who may be interested in your product, service, anything, right? So you're going to let your profile do the talking. When I say profile curation, it starts from your headline. Okay. So in your headline, make it very crystal clear what are your skill sets and that personal branding statement that you write. If it is there in your headline, good to go. But just by looking at that, one glance, people can understand how you are going to help them. Okay. Then have a nicely curated about section where you bring in a story about what are the skills that you've gained over the past few years with your experience and training, and what was the motivation behind you. So that behind that. So that about section is actually curating your, deeper understanding of what you know and what was the motivation factor for you to pursue that. Okay. Then experience section, have a nice, well curated experience section where very directly in a very short bulleted form, you are telling that I have this skill set because I have done this. I have this skill set because I have done this. So you are telling about your skill set and giving a proof of concept that I'm not just bluffing by writing that I design websites. Have I done it? Yes, because I have designed this, and this website, or some number of websites, or anything, right? So you need to have a well curated LinkedIn profile so that people, get that kind of information, deeper information about your expertise. And then you start with content creation. So content creation, LinkedIn is again a platform. Earlier, when when LinkedIn was not there or was not this popular, there were just blog posts and everything. People would create an independent website and then start creating content around it. If you don't want to do all of that, post on LinkedIn, engage with people on LinkedIn. Okay, why? Because LinkedIn is one place where you overcome this physical restraint. Right now I am sitting in this room, okay, and if suppose if there was no online presence, okay, like maybe I'm talking about 15 years back, so I was only accessible, my expertise was only accessible to people who I can communicate with this in this physical norm, right? But now with the presence of LinkedIn, you can reach out to thousands of people that are out there, like millions, right? And a handful of them would want to take your products or service because you have designed something which would uplift or a value add in somebody's life. So with content creation, LinkedIn will understand that you are contributing to the community. In what ways? Who could be your target audience? LinkedIn is doing all of it in its algorithm. Okay, it is taking those keywords. It is taking into consideration which kind of people you are interacting with, connecting with, sending messages to, engaging with them through their posts, through DMs. Okay, and then it is pushing your profile in the similar community. You would not even know, but thousands of people are already looking at the post that you've created. Okay, so this is how, when you talk about yourself, when you build your personal brand around your expertise, so many of us can understand and learn that, okay, this is how you can help me. All right, so with this, guys, I want to show you here with an example. When I say build visibility, this particular example that I gave, that LinkedIn will push your profile when you start to work on your personal brand. Here is a little a snippet of some mentees that I work with. So you see, this person started with, I wanted to focus on this number here, profile viewers 50, and this was when she was not doing any kind of activity. But once, after 1 week of pursuing content creation and engaging with other people, after having a nicely profile curated link, after 1 week, this profile view jumped to 93. Okay, what is this profile view? That means people landed on her post and then they decided to, or profile, and then they decided to view her profile. So LinkedIn is recording all this analytics, right? Another person, this is the her from 96 to 114 after 1 week, and in just 2 weeks 129. So see how it consistently increases. This is how LinkedIn allows you to build visibility when you start working on your personal branding. Okay, when you start talking, when you start contributing to community, when you start telling them your expertise. And this is just in terms of building visibility. These people got connection requests from so many relevant people in their community. There were hires done, there were opportunities or research collaborations that resulted. Okay, so this is how personal branding through LinkedIn works. Okay, and telling you now about the 4 pillars of becoming a magnet for opportunities. Personal branding, as we talked about, communication, networking, building visibility. There are 4 pillars. If you commit yourself to these 4 terms that are listed out there, nobody can stop you. Nobody can stop you from attaining your goals. Everybody, guys. But one thing that encompasses or takes away the spotlight of all of these 4 is consistency. You have to consistently work on all of these things. Consistent personal branding attempt, consistent communication, consistent building visibility, consistent networking. So if you commit yourself, if you commit like half an hour, 1 hour, based on 5 minutes on LinkedIn, based on whatever time you have, but just commit that every day I am going to give 10 minutes to LinkedIn or 20 minutes to LinkedIn. And I need to engage with people in those 10 minutes and leave comments and connect with new people. You're going to see results for yourself. Okay. And for an entrepreneur, all these four pillars, okay, when I say they become magnet for opportunities, I understand that coming from business school, all of you as an audience, and even for the ones who may be attending the event and are not from GIBS, all of us are looking for opportunities, right? We can actually turn this wheel around. I have had people or mentees in my group who have struggled to connect with people out there. Okay, they keep sending requests and nobody accepts. The acceptance rate is so low that it's just negligible. Once even acceptance is done, then people are negligent in having conversation around. They just don't want to. Okay, but they see that shift when they run after opportunities and when opportunity starts to run behind them. So if you want to run after opportunities, fine, don't do anything, just run. But if you want for opportunities to come to you, then work on these pillars and you're going to get the desired result. Okay. Me, how can I say this? Like, what makes me a relevant person to talk about this, that opportunities come if you kind of speak of your expertise or are consistently engaging in building personal brand. As a matter of fact, this is the truth. In my career so far, I've had 4 jobs. All 4 came to me. They were never advertised, but I got them. How? Networking, consistent personal branding. When you put yourself out there, people can see you. In terms of talking of the entrepreneurial journey, Metis Hive. We have never really, from Metis Hive when we started, like 2 years back when we started with Metis Hive, of course, nobody gives an ear to a new brand. Fine. You also would have seen this difference for yourself when you're scrolling on Instagram. You pay attention more to an individual rather than a brand. So if there's a brand page, a sole company brand page, and a person page, like an individual page, and they both are doing their own branding, for example, personal branding, this person is telling how they can help and everything. Now there's a human face associated. So of course, we as human have more trust and credibility in this person rather than just a brand telling what we can offer you, what are our offerings, how, all of that stuff. So you see, any brand takes time to build, but if the individual is putting in consistent efforts in personal branding, they will grow faster. Okay. So that is why personal branding is important. And now if this individual has a brand, okay, that they're promoting through their content, this will give you the desired result, and people will automatically build loyalty towards that brand because they trust you. Even if this person decides to open another, company, you will automatically trust that company also because you trust this person. Okay. So that is where personal branding comes in. Fine. So never ever leave out the context of that trust and credibility. Reflect how you perceive a brand. Okay. Mukesh Ambani has so many companies under his umbrella, under the umbrella of Reliance, right? And if you have been a loyal customer of Reliance, then you actually trust whatever comes from Reliance. It's just that mindset, right? So and how you become magnet for opportunities. All right. So anything from my audience here about personal branding? Like, are you with me so far? Simple yes or no. Is there anything that I said and you don't agree to? Love to hear that. Okay. Let's encourage discussion. Is there anything that I said and you were like, no, I don't think so, Nidhi. I don't think so. That is the thing. Would love to hear your perspective. Okay. But if you're with me so far, give me a thumbs up in the chat box. Okay. Then we are going to move into the importance of networking. Anybody? Do we have a few thumbs up, or I don't know? I should just.
Yes, we do. We do. They're
Oh,
all actively listening, and I think they're on the same page.
great, great, guys. Thank you so much. Yes, thank you so much. This is very important, otherwise, it's like, especially during these webinars when you can't really interact with the audience. At the back of my mind, after a few minutes of monologue, I'm like, should I just continue or should I just stop? Okay. So it's good to have, these enthusiastic responses from the audience. All right. So now let's move into a complementary skill along with personal branding, which is networking. I would love to know from you, what is networking? What is networking according to you? You can tell me any experience or give me a word of what you understand, a sentence, anything. Or again, it's a waste of time. It's just a buzzword, right? For for many people, it may feel like, "Arey, kuch nahi hota hai." I don't think so. Networking is anything. It's just wastage because I tried and I've not gotten any result. So if that is your experience, it's okay. Why it's okay? Because maybe um, you tried to network and it didn't work out because maybe the strategic approach was wrong. Okay. Because there are a few aspects that you need to keep in mind when you are out in the field with the mindset of networking. And one of the very important aspect is respecting other person's time and space. If you don't do that, it's likely that you're not getting any response. Okay. So what is networking according to you? Do we have any answers in the chat box yet?
Yes, we have a couple of answers. Socializing with purpose, connecting to gain, explore, connecting and sharing resources with each other. So I think yes, connection is the key word that we are using here
Right.
when it comes to networking.
Exactly, exactly. Connection. And I applaud you guys for bringing this up. Networking is connection. But I know that, from this population of people who've joined us, some of them may have some misconceptions of networking. And it's impossible for them to, get write that in the chat box. So for all of us, let's first talk about what networking is not. Okay, because and I would love to know from you guys, okay, in the chat box, if you resonate with any of this point. I will also tell that in my past experiences, from these points, what I thought networking was actually about. Okay. Number one, it's not about having small talks. I have heard from so many people that I don't think so I can start a conversation. I feel very I don't feel comfortable talking to people. Okay. Because we think when we want to network, and I'm not only talking about online networking, I'm even talking about offline, physical, like networking events. You visit a seminar, conference, a party, and you think have do networking is about having small talks, and I just can't. So you're wrong. It's not about having small talks. Small talks have nothing to do with the networking skills. Okay. And I will tell you then what matters as we move forward. Second point, it's not about endless boasting about yourself. Okay. I have had countless encounters, maybe on LinkedIn, offline, where people come to me and they just start talking about themselves. Like, hi, I'm this so and so. I've done my, BSc or MSc or any educational journey from this college. Now I have these skill sets. Now I'm looking for a job or this internship or this. You've missed the point there. Again, remember, if you are not respecting the other person's time, it is difficult to get response to this particular, that this person has enough time in the world to read a message of 50 lines. There is no way, right? Even in a physical event where, for example, if you want to talk to a speaker who came to a networking event, right? Now understand that if there are 100 attendees, maybe 100 of them want to talk to him. Okay, first of all, getting that 1 minute from him is a big deal. And then in that 1 minute, if you keep talking about what you are looking for, who you are, what have you done, and what you actually not respecting that person's time, and that person will also not be able to help you, because understand that they are in a mental state where they are actually interacting with so many people, and there is no guarantee they'll remember what you just said. Maybe they're thinking about something else. So it's not about endless talking about yourself. Third, it's not about asking for a job or an opportunity right away. Please don't make this mistake. Again, respect the other person's standing. For example, why is this person here? For example, if I'm there on LinkedIn, I call myself, okay, you came from my profile, I help people with career development, okay, or professional development. So then you come to me and you ask for a job. Do you have this job in your company? This is my CV. Again, why are you assuming that, I would, first of all, entrust you with this ability? Even if there's a job in my company, do I know you? Do I know you that I will, kind of pass your resume to somebody else to take a look and get you interviewed? Do I know you enough? No, right? So it's same for the other opportunity. For example, fundraise. You have a company and you want to go for a fundraise. You're approaching people in physical networking events, and you're approaching people on LinkedIn, and then you're saying, hey, hi, I need $1.8 million for my company. Okay, I have this company, I need $1.8 million from, would you give? No. Answer is going to be straight away no, right? Because what is missing here? Connection, trust, right? So you're not portraying the picture first so that the person entrusts you with some credibility. Fourth point, I have had this complaint from so many people. It's not about you having a hard time trying to have a long conversation and constantly thinking at the back of your mind, am I doing this right? For example, if I put you in a situation where you have to talk to somebody, okay, and then you are for, kind of wanting, having a hard time having a conversation with these people, and you're constantly thinking, am I doing this right? What should I ask this question? Should I not? You're trying to talk to some person, and then you're confused. What is my question? How should I approach? What should be my answer? Did I answer that correct? Because when we find ourselves in conversation with someone, first of all, we are never relaxed. How much ever extrovert we could be, okay, how much ever used to having conversation we could be, our mind is always in a state of hyper state. Okay, in that moment, finding that calm is anyways difficult. So, and so when you're having conversation with somebody, you're constantly thinking, am I doing this right? Is this wrong? Is this right? Should I ask more? Should I continue with my answer, or where should I stop? Right? So when you're trying to network, having long conversations is also not the goal. It's not, definitely not about introverts turning into extroverts. This is the last point here, what networking is not. Whenever I talk about networking, first of all the people who feel uncomfortable starting a conversation, or who claim themselves to be as introverts, they always come up with that doubt, I'm an introvert, I can't talk. Doesn't matter. Networking has nothing to do with you being introvert and you being an extrovert. Why? Because networking is about genuine curiosity. If you are genuinely curious about, for example, a particular person, if you're genuinely curious how they can help you, you would have to know about that person first. For example, a fundraise. You approach a person or a company, you look at their profile, where they have invested before, what has been their success rate, what are they, kind of pushing in the community right now, what is it that they look for, when they have to invest in a company. All of that research goes in. You are telling me because you're an introvert, you can't do this research, or you can't talk to this person to, address this curiosity. When you're seeking an answer, the concept of introvert and extrovert just goes away. if you, I'll give you a very simple example. You go, you're planning a international trip to a place you've never been before. And then you have somebody in a network who has been there before. Okay. Spain, for example. Fine, Google is one way to find out, but then if you really rely on Google, you'll never be able to explore Spain. Okay, because it will tell you to explore 50 places in 3 days. Okay, but the best source is the person who's in your network who's been to Spain. Now you want to know how to make the best of it, or take some tips or strategies, or any answers about that trip from this person. You tell me, will your nature of introvert versus extrovert come in this picture? Or you'll just reach out to this person saying, hey, I need some answers because I'm planning a trip to Spain, and I know that you've just been there. It's a genuine curiosity, genuine question. So you don't need to fear that you can't strike a conversation when you're networking. No, you just need to have that learning attitude. You need to keep your mind open. You need to be curious about this person, this entity. And when you approach something from that mindset, okay, you may be an introvert or you may be an extrovert, but that actually applies in a very casual circle, guys, in your life, personal life. These are my preferences as an introvert, and these are my preferences as an extrovert. This is how I enjoy my time and my life. This is how I prefer my time to spend my time. But when you are seeking knowledge, okay, when you are sitting there in a classroom and you don't understand a concept, then do you think only extroverts ask question and kind of get that doubts cleared? No, an extrovert might ask this question in an open space where they have no fear, but an introvert will also ask this question to somebody who they feel comfortable with, their friends, their teachers, some close connection. But still you do, right? Because it's a genuine query. So for everybody out there who thinks networking is not for me because I feel uncomfortable with conversation, so networking is not about conversation. Networking is about asking questions, building connection, letting that person trust your credibility, introducing yourself to that person, telling what you're good at, and then this connection that you've built around your, aura, through personal branding, through engagement and everything, it will lead you to having conversations seamless about your project. That project could be your entity, your job, any opportunity, could be anything. Okay. All right. So who kind of resonated here? Just give me some thumbs up. Who do you think, this concept resonated with? I would love to know. Do we have any thumbs up?
Yes, we do have a couple of hand raises, and yes,
Great.
I think there are more. There are still more people.
Okay. All right, guys. So moving ahead, type of networking: online, through social media, LinkedIn, and offline, events or conferences. There is just one subtle difference here I would want to point out in terms of networking online versus offline. You see, when we are talking to a person face to face, we don't, there is no question of trusting, questioning their existence, right? If somebody is, for example, Palak, she's right now in front of me. I can see her. I can talk to her. So for me, I am interested with her presence. That okay, this is a real individual. Okay, she told us about GIBS and IRE and gave a nice introduction. Okay, fine, good. I interest her with this information, and so I'm now comfortable. But what if on online platforms? Please understand that the person cannot see you. So to start with, when you try to connect with somebody, no, if you don't make them feel comfortable at the very start, they may not engage with you. What I'm trying to say here is, because they cannot see you, they cannot interest, or they question your legitimate, that if you're a legitimate person, if you're a legitimate profile, right? So that is why when you try to connect, that is why if you build personal brand online, if you are consistently engaging, you have a very nice LinkedIn profile curated, you're commenting on other people's posts, you're engaging with the community, all these factors are taken care of. Okay, because when they then land on your profile, no, there is a lot of data to show them that okay, you have been active, you have been reaching out to people and engaging and posting and reposting stuff. So that first question of that dishonesty or that fear of one of having to talk to a stranger is taken care of here. Okay, so just respect this space when you're trying to connect with others. My one recommendation here is when you're trying to network and connect with other people on LinkedIn, when you send that connection request, never send a blank connection request without a note. Always write a connection, a note, add a note. Okay. And in that note, you can write a very clear message. Why do you want to connect with this person? For example, hi, if you're trying to connect with a decision maker or a leader, hi, I came across your profile while searching for, this category. Anything you write, okay? Leaders in the field of any domain. And I would like to, I would like to connect with you to learn from you or for knowledge sharing. Okay. So when you write a note, it just increases your chances of that connection request being accepted by the other person. Okay, rather than just a blank thing and where there is no context to why you're trying to connect. All right. And then you should network at industry events, conferences, wherever you go, to all these networking events. Never ever think that you're going to a conference or a networking event just to eat free food or just to pass your time. Okay, prepare beforehand. If you prepare beforehand, shortlist 3 or 4 people who you want to talk, then you do a little bit of research about them beforehand, understand what they work on, and then as and when you get an entry to have a conversation with them, start your conversation with, hey, I read that recent article that you posted on LinkedIn or on whatever media, and I was really thrilled to know this fact from that. So what do you think? Or pose a question or give your idea or perspective. That person is inclined to then talk to you because you talked, you kind of started your conversation with something that they relate with. Okay, so always and then you follow up. That is how you increase your professional network. Okay, utilize social media platforms for professional networking and nurture relationships with mentors, peers, industry leaders. Nurture. It's not like once you've connected, so that's it, you're done. You've got to nurture this connection. You can engage if that person posts actively on LinkedIn, engage with their posts. I'm not telling you to spam their DM, how are you, where are you, don't do that. But you can engage with them if there is something, a recent accomplishment that they had or a recent article that they may have published, then with that reference you can also try to interact with them through their DM. Okay, but engage through their posts first. Okay. So guys, there's a lot of synergy between personal branding and networking. And like we talked about, enhanced visibility. Personal branding increases your visibility within your target audience, and networking helps you expand your reach. Okay. Trust and credibility builds trust and credibility. Personal branding, you can build trust and credibility, and networking reinforces that trust, enhancing your credibility. Okay. Personal branding attracts like-minded people. Okay. And networking fosters reciprocal relationships for mutual support. I add value to your life, you help me in this way. It happens automatically. It's like a byproduct of networking. Okay. Opportunity magnet. Personal branding positions you as an expert, whereas networking expands your opportunities through connections and collaborations. Okay. Now, let me end this presentation with this quote out here so that you understand the synergy between personal branding and networking. Your personal brand is what people say about you when you're not in the room. And networking is how you ensure those words are worth listening to. Okay. So with this note, guys, thank you so much for listening to me. And I would love to answer a few questions and also get some feedback or comments in the chat box.
So quickly, I will just summarize all of it, with the same statement that you have just now mentioned. Apparently, even I had, gone through the brief, and this was the exact statement that came into my mind that your personal brand is what people say when you're not there, and network is you make sure that these are the words that go out. So
Right.
yes, with that, I think we can take up a couple of questions. Due to the time constraint, we might not be able to take all the questions live, but yes, I would really love our audience to engage with us over social media. You can drop your questions at IRE Talks. You can drop it to Dr. Nidhi, and we would definitely love to take all those questions. Um, Starting with one question that I think even I had was, what is the role of peer learning or collaboration in entrepreneurial development? So I think that comes under networking. Uh, how do you make friends when you're on the same journey?
See, it happens automatically uh when you connect with the mental wavelength of that person. Okay. So for example, you guys, okay, you guys are on your entrepreneurial journey, okay, and you are trying to add value in somebody's life. Okay. Now you have to connect emotionally at some level to go hand in hand or to become friends on a professional platform. From my experience, how does this work? So, like I said, I engage with other career coaches that are out there across the globe. Okay. And all of us, in our own way, are trying to coach people, build their careers or with professional development. It happens, but naturally, that when some post comes in front of me like that, I engage, I leave a comment. And then, as a reciprocation to that, this person leaves a comment on my post. Okay. And then we connect. And then we share, because we share synergy with a concept or the way we are contributing to the community, we share ideas. We start having conversation. It's but natural when you are out there to with the zeal of adding value to somebody's life. See, competition will be there. Competition is definitely a different aspect to it. But there are some people who approach this space from a point of view that, okay, this is me, and in my way, I'm adding value to this person's life. And if the other person is also doing in their own way, then understand that your target, you have to focus on your target audience, and that person has to focus on their target audience. All right. Target audience can be different for everybody out there. All right. But because there is that like-minded synergy in your thoughts, the flow of conversation automatically flows, like it's very smooth. And friends, as you said, friends on this professional platform, that fosters connection between two individuals. Okay. So never approach that space with, oh, already there are so many people, this person will be my competition. No, never. If you are, because you are bringing your own story, your own experience, your own challenges, the way to overcome those challenges, and there always will be a certain amount of people who will resonate with you better, right? Because of those shared experiences, because of those shared story, right? Shared mindset. Okay. So you will always find it, but you have to be in that space with an open mind and embrace learning from all aspects, right?
So I think with that, we can wrap up this session for today. And just to give a major learning that we had today with Dr. Nidhi here is preparation isn't just a necessity, it's a declaration of your intent. So whether or not you're a seasoned professional or a fresh face in this professional arena, the journey doesn't end here. It is just a pit stop in your career adventure. And as you step back into the hustle and bustle of your day, carry the best preparation, rhythm of success, and the courage to continue. Thank you for being a fantastic audience today. And thank you so much, Dr. Nidhi, for being such a great speaker and sharing all these insights. And, it's like LinkedIn is a magical place that we didn't know existed. So thank you so much for taking us through this. And we at IRE Talks, powered by Global Institute of Business Studies, we will be back with another epic session. The details will be shared soon on all our social media platforms on 20th of Feb 2024. For all the audience who have waited eagerly, attended all our sessions, the certificates for today's webinar, it would be shared in another 48 hours. And yes, please do join us for the next IRE talk, wherein we discuss about a lot more than your professional achievements, your pursuits, and help you build a life that you always dreamt of. Stay tuned on our YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn handles for all the updates and latest news from IRE Talks. And this is your host, Palak Bansal, signing off. Thank you so much once again, and see you all on the next IRE Talk where innovation meets inspiration.
Thank you so much. Bye bye, everybody.